So what we're looking at is the backside of the school, the neighborhood that we're currently parked in.
And I have to tell you the reason I wanted to stop here. I know you see these red and white candy cane posts, but that's where my son played soccer. He went to this school. We would walk him here, and then he would walk the rest of the way to go to school in the mornings as a kindergartner and as a first grader. Actually, as a kindergartner, I think my wife went all the way. She was the one dedicated. But he played soccer right there, and this is our neighborhood. We're in Eastland Park neighborhood. This is what it's if you look it up, it's this specific area, and this brings back a lot of memories, which is why I had you park over there, Robert. I wanted you to see where my son kicked a soccer ball around. He looked like a bumblebee following a ball most of the time. But we'd come down here and turn on Connecticut. I loved our very first house. We did a lot of work as a couple out on the backyard and around it, and that house had an easy address. It was 4567. Couldn't forget that address. It'll always be with me, but we're coming up on it right here. Adobe Street, 4567 Adobe Street, Southeast. And to this day, I know if you go and look at pictures when this house was sold, you can find it on Zillow. You can see the stonework done around the fireplace. My wife and I did that on our own, but this is our house. And right now they're missing a 7. They just have it as 456 on the house. But this is our first house ever. And our little daughter slept in that back little bedroom right there. We were on a corner lot. They put a fence up since we moved out of there, and it looks like they got a big shed in the back too. Man, oh, and they took the tree down. But we sure loved living out here. It was so great. And anyway, wonderful neighborhood to start off as a first home buyer, and then also to have your little family get started. We certainly enjoyed it, and the neighborhood pretty much is all late 1970s to mid 1980s single-story homes. The bones on these homes are so good. The contractors, I believe, did really good work. You can see the craftsmanship in the homes. When we lived in it, there was not even any problem with crawl space or anything like that. Things that become problematic, unless of course you don't take care of a roof. You know, with all the water we have in Oregon, you want those roofs to be maintained. But this is Eastland Park, and I had to jump in there when you first started off because I wanted the audience to know, hey, not just an empty field we're looking at. That's the field where I can still see my son running around playing soccer. So it was good times out here.
That's awesome. All right, so Eastland Park has 15 active homes that are roughly right now in August of 2019 selling for $247,000, it looks like, average. And then 10 years ago, the same homes in the same area sold for about $142,000, making it the 10-year appreciation point 42%. Jared is spending a lot of time and effort to make these videos, hopefully giving everybody a really good, clean understanding of what type of real estate is available in the different sections of Salem, some of the amenities that are close to each area, and his particular spin on it. But, you know, ultimately, number one, if you liked any of the content, if you got any help from it, give it a thumbs up or a comment. And then number two, I'm a guy from LA that doesn't like to leave his office, but spending time with Jared has been a lot of fun. I'm sure he would be a very easy person to ask some questions of, and you could initiate those questions however you wanted on social media, email, go to his website, whatever is convenient.
Yep, love to give you guys some help. And oh, by the way, the stats that he was talking about, when we bought this house on Adobe Street, we bought it for about $130,000. And the reality is that was about 15 years ago or so. Our house is one of the bigger, on Adobe Street, one of the bigger houses in the neighborhood. It had an addition on it, so it was near 2,000 square feet. Most of the houses here are 1,400 to 1,600 square feet, but we got a pretty good deal back in those days, we thought. So anyway, if you're interested, come with me in the car. We'll go for a trip. We'll see what it's all about and make it happen. So look forward to hearing from you.